Wait, hang on. Kent Christmas. First of all, I would like to thank Right Wing Watch once again for doing the thankless and arduous task of listening to, of watching, of consuming fascist propaganda in the form of white Christian nationalism, violent rhetoric, on an 8-hour a day, maybe more than that, daily basis, week after week after week, year after year after year, in order that people like me can bring this to the public and comment on it. So if you have a few dollars you want to give, you want to donate $5, $10, $15, $20 to Right Wing Watch, there'll be a link at the top of the description. Use it. Very important. Your money will be well spent. Kent Christmas is one of these self-proclaimed prophets of God, a man who frequently gets on the old bat phone to Jesus and gets messages from the Almighty. How important must he be to communicate directly with Jesus? Right? And I'm going to play a clip here where he says God has told him that some people are going to start being eliminated. Certain wicked individuals are going to just disappear and they're going to be dead. They're going to be killed by God. Which leads me really to believe, as a person who comes out of this faith tradition, this particular faith tradition, the Pentecostal flavor of evangelicalism, what God do they really serve? Certainly isn't anybody anything, any God, any deity, any Lord that advocates for or promotes the philosophies that were actually talked about by Jesus Christ. Maybe some version of Paulianity, Paul, maybe it's just really it's a hearkening back to Old Testament God, the kind of unhinged killer of humanity that is depicted in the Old Testament time and time again. Genocides and plagues and just disease and, the Old Testament guy. Because I don't know which God they in particular that they want to be on the scene. And if God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of questions I've got. Being a former member of this particular version of Christianity. Watch Kent Christmas. Be alarmed, because he's got the ear of hundreds of thousands, if not a couple million people who take him at his word that he is hearing the voice of the creator of everything seen and unseen. Watch this.
And I think what we're getting ready to see prophetically in the earth and in this nation is God is going to do something supernatural that's going to bring light and expose all of this stuff we've been through. And I want to encourage listeners, don't let the media sway you. Don't let the lies of the enemy deter you. God is raising up a remnant that is anointed and powerful, and we're going to win this battle. And I don't think politically we're going to win it just through natural means. I believe that God is going to step in, hold up our arms, and begin to release an anointing that deals with some of these wicked people. I believe the Lord really spoke this to me, that God is going to begin to remove some of these people independently of anybody else doing it. They're not going to be voted out. I believe you're going to see some people begin to die, and God is going to replace them with godly men. And so I'm encouraged.
He's talking about politics. He's talking about elected leaders in the United States, and ostensibly he's talking about Democrats, that God is going to murder Democrats, elected officials who aren't going to be voted out. They're not going to lose elections. God is going to snuff them out or see to it that it's done. You see, when he tells people, don't lose faith, don't lose hope, don't fall away, pay attention to this, I think it seems self-evident that he is broadcasting to maybe the most unhinged members of his audience that if God is speaking to you, dear audience member, threw the bat phone to Jesus into your head directly and tells you to kill some democratically elected Democrat politician, hey, that's between you and your God. That's between you and the creator of the universe who's communicating to you, beaming a signal into your ears about what you should do in service to your God, on the orders of your God. This is the crux of white Christian nationalism. It is the melding of religion and politics in order to serve the ultimate goal of whatever particular version of the doctrine of the faith that you follow. It's what it is. And he can go on here and what I see prophetically, God is going to do something supernatural. Prove to me, Kent Christmas, that God has spoken to you. Because every other prediction, every other prophecy that you've made has been absolutely false. So either the God you serve is just f***ing wrong all the time, or you're a liar, sir. Which do we think it is? I'm going for the liar, is what I'm going for. But this is absolutely about politics, a realm that this dipshit should not be speaking to. He should be in his congregation, in his church, talking about the things that Jesus preached on, the philosophies that were espoused by the guy he thinks is the Son of God. Suffer the little children to come unto me. Feeding the hungry, helping the desperate and the poor and the needy. Not which Democrats are murdered by his deity. Anyway, what do you think? You can call me, huh? You can leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. I would absolutely love to hear from you on this, especially if you come from my particular former faith tradition. If you were a former radical right-wing evangelical Pentecostal type and you're no longer there. Well, even if you are there, I'd love to hear. It's a good conversation to have, I think. If you want to help support this work, if you want to help support me making these videos, you can click the join button below for $2 a month. You can become a channel member on YouTube. You can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Same deal, $2 a month. You can help me produce and make these videos on a day-to-day basis, and I'd appreciate it. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore everywhere. I'd love to see you there, and I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Be genuine. Take care of one another.